Matt Gaetz appears to be in a lot more trouble than even we realized. Earlier this week, we learned that he's facing a serious Department of Justice investigation for allegedly paying for the travel of a minor that he had sex with, a 17-year-old. And if he is found to have actually done that, he's breaking federal child sex trafficking laws. But we're learning more details. The story just continues to get worse. Apparently, the Justice Department has also been looking into whether Gaetz, 38, may have also been involved in relationships with other underage girls. Now, I don't know why the specific word relationships was used in this context. Maybe because there isn't really certainty yet about what type of relationship he had with these underage girls. But that does not sound good, clearly. The case, by the way, which reached the highest levels of the Justice Department, has been going on for nearly a year, and former Attorney General William Barr was briefed on the matter several times. Investigators have also interviewed several witnesses in the case and have been scrutinizing documents, including travel and financial records. So again, I want to reiterate that this was not some investigation that just started under the Biden administration. It actually began under the Trump administration with the Attorney General, William Barr, literally being briefed on what the allegations are. And the Daily Beast reported some additional details after speaking to some GOP staffers, none of whom wanted to come out publicly. They didn't reveal their names, but here's what we know based on what these GOP staffers are saying. One former staffer said Wednesday that their office had an informal rule to not allow their member to appear next to Gaetz during TV hits, fearful of the inevitable scandal that would come out one day. And there's also this, a Hill source sent the Daily Beast a photo of a trash bin outside of Gaetz's office. As lawmakers cleared out of their offices at the end of a recent session, at the top of the heap was an empty Costco-sized box of bearskin Trojan condoms. Farron, seems like members of Congress and staffers have been pretty uncomfortable around Gaetz, and we're just learning about it now.
Yeah, this is always fun. I've loved to go after Matt Gaetz all these years. He is, our congressman here in Florida's 1st district. But what's really interesting about this story here is how quickly his bizarre extortion defense has totally fallen apart. And we do know now, of course, yes, there is this DOJ or FBI, I guess, investigation into the potential extortion plot, but that extortion plot actually had nothing to do, from what we know at the moment, with releasing materials related to Matt Gaetz. What it was essentially, this lawyer from this law firm that used to be, with the U.S. Attorney's Office. The law firm, for what it's worth, is like 2 blocks away from where our studio is. We see it out the window. So I guess they allegedly approached Don Gaetz and said, "Hey, give us 25 million because we want to get our friend out of Iran." Who was a prisoner. And if you give us the 25 million, we're gonna go and we're gonna lobby Joe Biden to give your son a pardon for this investigation, because they did know that there was an investigation. So that's the extortion. That's what we're looking at. And yet, I don't even understand how anybody can stand by Matt Gaetz at this point when we know what we know so far, and now all of these members of Congress almost seem, or the aides, I guess, excited about taking him down. And to be honest, that would be the best thing for the Republican Party. Don't come to his defense. Let him go down in flames, because no matter what happens to him, this district right here, you're going to get another Republican. That is not in question. You're not gonna lose the seat. This is a solidly red district. I can walk outside right now and see at least 3 different Trump flags still flying. It's safe. So let the toxic guy go. Let him continue digging his own grave. And then you hold your special election, you get another Republican, and you move on without the baggage. I really think that is what Republican leadership is hoping for here.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. I mean, we showed video of was it Kevin McCarthy or was it Mark Meadows? Mark Meadows, right? McCarthy, sorry, I mix them up all the time. So yeah, it was Kevin McCarthy being interviewed on Fox News, and he didn't, he certainly didn't feel the need to really offer a robust defense of Matt Gaetz. The only two members of Congress who have come out in defense of Matt Gaetz include two pretty questionable people themselves. You have Jim Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is notoriously a QAnon believer and purportedly cares about child sex trafficking, but not when it might hurt someone in her political party. That's when, maybe worrying about child sex trafficking is not that important, But I do also want to add this, because I've been noticing more and more pundits talking about this on cable news and saying that, he should stop doing these interviews on Tucker Carlson and get a lawyer. Turns out that he actually did try to get a lawyer and he was rejected. Now, we don't know why, so I want to put that out there. But we've also learned that in at least one instance, a high-profile Washington defense attorney and his law firm declined the opportunity to represent Gaetz after the congressman reached out, seeking to hire him for the case. And one other thing I wanted to quickly mention in response to you detailing, the extortion allegations, both things can be true. I mean, He could be a victim of extortion or attempted extortion, but what fueled that attempted extortion is the fact that he's being investigated for child sex trafficking. Like, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right. I mean, his excuse there, I think he was hoping that he could deflect. And that's just not gonna work here. And Don Gaetz, by the way, is Matt Gaetz's father, who was a Florida state senator who helped him basically get away with driving under the influence. So Papa has certainly helped Matt Gaetz with his criminal issues in the past, and it appears he's helping him out again.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.